Welcome to VCD1431 Vector Graphics. My name is Mike Kotis and I'm your instructor for the course. I wanted to take a few minutes to get you started in the Blackboard site, so let's dig in. When you first go to our Blackboard site, you're going to be taken to the announcements section, and there are several announcements posted. There are links to videos that you'll want to watch. If you scroll down, you'll see some other announcements, information about how to purchase a subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud. So we are going to be using Adobe Illustrator and to a lesser extent Adobe Photoshop in this course. So it's vital that you have access to these software programs. The easiest thing is to have these installed on your computer at home. So you're going to want to take a look at the links here. If not, there's an option also to use the Macs on campus. So the TLC on each campus has Macs with Adobe software installed, and also the Mac tutoring labs. So on Western campus and Metro campuses, there's tutoring hours that are listed here. You may also find lynda.com a helpful resource. Lynda.com is a website that offers video tutorials on various software, and if you do not have any experience in Adobe Illustrator, you've never used it before, then you will find it helpful to watch this Illustrator Quick Start on Lynda. Now normally Lynda is a subscription site, a paid subscription site, but you can access it for free through your public library. So there's links here, and you should be able to get a library card pretty quickly within one business day if you go to the Cleveland Public Library, and then you can access Lynda through there. All right, so you can also get Microsoft Office for free if you're a Tri-C student, and then you can also get a free membership to the Cleveland Museum of Art if you're a student as well. So there's information about all of this in the announcements section. Once you've gone through the announcements, then you're going to want to go to the Start Here tab. And this video will be posted here. Next thing you should do is go to the syllabus, and the syllabus will open in a new tab, but if you have a pop-up blocker on your browser, it will open within Blackboard, so either way is fine. You can download the syllabus or print it or bookmark it or whatever you need to do. There's a table of contents in the syllabus, so you can click to go to the exact section that you're looking for. So for example, if I want to see what the schedule is for this week, then I'm going to click on this preliminary schedule of topics link, and it'll take me right there. Okay, so you're going to want to review the syllabus, make sure you look at the schedule, the late work policy, the attendance policy, and things like that. All right, once you've taken a look at the syllabus, there's a short syllabus quiz. So you can click on the quiz and start working on that. A hint is that you can have the syllabus open in another browser or open in, if you've downloaded it, you can open it in Acrobat, and you can just have that up while you're taking the quiz. So you can have the syllabus in another tab, take the quiz at the same time, and that way you can just look up the answers. Okay, so there are 3 other quizzes, short quizzes throughout the course, and it's the same thing. You can they're based on information in the course that you can refer to while you're taking the quiz. All right, there's more information here that you should take a look at. But I want to skip down to the Tell Us About Yourself link, which is actually a link to the discussion board. So all our discussion forums are inside of here. I'll go over here. Let's take a look. So if I click on the discussion board link, I can see that there's a couple of discussion forums that are currently active. All right, but I am taking a shortcut. So if I go back to start here, this Tell Us About Yourself link is actually a shortcut that is taking me over to the discussion board section. So I'm going to go ahead and launch that. And I already did a practice post here, but what I'd like you to do is to create a new thread, and you can put a subject in there, and what I'd like you to do is to tell us a little bit about yourself and answer the questions that are here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this text into the text field of my new thread. And then if I was actually going to post this thread, then I would go ahead and I could just put my name in there and fill it out like that. All right, so it's asking for my name. I'll just tell you verbally. My name, you know my name, Michael Kotis. I'm from originally from Cleveland, but I've lived on the west side most of my life, Lakewood and Fairview Park for the most part. 2 interesting things about yourself. These do not have to be super personal, whatever your comfort level is. I'm going to keep mine not too personal. So one interesting thing is that I'm left-handed. It's not really that interesting, but you know, to me it is. And then another interesting thing is that I have a black cat named Nubbins. So the next question is, what would I like to get out of the class? And what I would like to get out of it is that that you get what you want out of it, so that I want you to do well in the class. So that's what I want. And then I'm going to go ahead and insert a picture of myself, of my pet. I'm going to insert a picture of Nubbins. Now this is optional, but I recommend doing it if you have a photo, because you're going to be required. There's discussion forums that you'll need to post to each week, and usually you're going to be posting some kind of an image. So just to get some practice, maybe you'll want to post a picture in this one. So there are a couple of little icons up here that I'd like to point out. One is called Insert File, and it looks like a paperclip. And one is called Insert Edit Image, and it looks like a little picture. If you don't see these icons, then maybe you need to click on this little double arrow to show them. And then insert your picture. So I'm going to use this. I don't want you to use the insert file, because that will it will create a link to a file that we have to click on and then open up separately, and it's extra steps. I'd like you to use this insert edit picture and insert the image directly into your text field. So I'll show you how to do that right now. So I'll click on that link, browse my computer. Here's my Nubbins picture. In the image description, I'll just say Nubbins, hit the insert button, and there he is. Now, sometimes you'll have a picture that'll come in very large, and it's actually kind of hard for us to view it when it's really large. So you might want to reduce the size. If you just click and drag over the image and highlight it, and then click and drag one of these little corner nodes, you can resize the image. You can make it larger or smaller. This isn't going to let me make it larger. Yeah, it is. There it is. So if we want to make it larger or smaller, and then hit submit. All right, so now I have 2 of these practice ones. If we go to, if we click on that link, there you can see my picture of Nubbins and my text. All right, so once you're finished with Start Here and you post your Tell Us About Yourself, then go to week 1 under Lessons and take a look at the lesson content. There's, for each week, there will be a new lesson that pops up, or a new week that pops up, and they'll be structured basically the same. There's going to be a checklist that tells you what's due that week. For some of them, there will be a lecture, not every week, but this first week there's a lecture about vector versus raster graphics. And then for this lecture, there is a quiz. It's a short 5-question quiz about the content of this video and the different types of file formats. So again, you can keep this open in a new tab. You could actually copy and paste this URL, create a new tab, paste your URL into the tab, and then here's my information, and then over here I can click on the quiz and launch the quiz, and I can begin that, and I can see how I can switch back and forth between the quiz and the lecture information. Okay? And then I would like you to go ahead and explore the rest of the content and get started on the first 2 micro projects. All right? So that's how you get started. So in parting, I'd just like to say, have a great semester. Welcome to the class. And if you have any questions, you are welcome to send me an email. My contact information is on the first page of the syllabus. And I'll see you soon.